Okay, welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Let's play Deus Ex, the first one. Now, I have played this game before, multiple times, finished it countless number of times, and I was thinking I could do a little bit of a challenge run here. The little challenge I call Start Skill Challenge. Now, I always play the game on realistic, so that's not really the actual challenge part. But what will be is that after my initial setup of skills over here, I will not allow myself to improve any of the skills beyond their starting levels. So even though you do gain skill points throughout the game, which you could use to improve your skills, I'm not gonna do that. Now, there is a little glitch with the pistol skill. So if you downgrade, because in here you can see your skill points, so if you downgrade, you get extra skill points into your pool. Now, by the time you actually start the game, if your skill is still with pistols is untrained, the game will just revert it back to trained, so the first sort of level. But it doesn't take away the skill points. So, that is the only sort of exploit or glitch that I allow myself to use. So, downgrading pistols, which effectively will still be trained by the time I start the game. I'll upgrade my low-tech to advanced, computer to advanced, environmental training and swimming both to advanced. Leaves me with 50 skill points, which is the... well, I mean, you can't pick these skills in a way that would leave you 0 points at the start, so this is like the most efficient way. Most efficient situation here. So computers, swimming, environmental training, low-tech, and the pistol will also be trained. Okay, let us begin.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the Senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The Augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Are better than kings. Gods.
Okay. this is actually my second attempt at recording this game. The first attempt didn't go so well in terms of recording. I mean, in terms of the gameplay it went very well, but in terms of recording, not so much.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Our brother Paul.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
I guarantee that most people will go either with the rifle or the GEP gun, which are both fine and dandy, but I prefer to play the game in a more stealthy manner and while there. So I'll go for the crossbow.
The crossbow. Sometimes you've got to make a silent takedown. Good thinking. With these tranquilizer darts, you'll have another non-lethal way to take down an enemy in addition to the prod. I get the idea. What's the first move? I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the North Dock, a UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
Liberty Island photo. Satellite.
You just gonna stay here? There's been some activity at sea. I'm going to watch the coast. Why'd they bring you back to New York? I don't know what they have planned. I messed up an assassination attempt on one of the Triad leaders in Hong Kong. UNATCO pulled you out. It's a long story. You better head to the statue. Which Triad was UNATCO targeting? We'll talk about that later. How was your graduation? I want to hear what happened. I wish I could have come. At the time, I could have cared less that Mom and Dad came to mine, but it was a good thing. The UN threw a dinner in honor of me, the first nano-augmented agent. I didn't know that. Guess I must be old news. Dad made a toast. I don't know if you remember his old brown suit. A toast? That doesn't sound like our father. It was hard for him in front of the diplomats, but he savored every moment. Strange how proud he could be when so much was due to our augmentations. Yes, he was proud. I believe that much. It was nice to have done something for him and Mom. I wish someone could have been there for you. I'm used to being on my own. One can be too self-sufficient, I'm coming to believe.
Okay. Last time. Oh.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper. If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Yeah, last time I kinda took the, or my last attempt at recording, I kinda took the long way. I went to the headquarters. and so forth. But I think this time around I'll more or less try to just beeline to the finish. Oh, that was close. You know what? I don't need to read this. Let's go and eavesdrop these two terrorists.
That's the difference right there. Just take a look at him.
Bad?
They cut off his arm, replaced half his face.
Herman, right? He's a good soldier. Killed 3 of our men.
They'd have replaced his whole body if it would have improved performance. If that's how you judge a man, by performance, then eventually it's not about people, but upgrades, versions, functionality.
All I know is we could use a few mechs for ops like this.
Soon as we buy into the cult of the machine, we're just like them.
Rhetoric. Always more rhetoric.
Cult of the Machine. Maybe this is far enough. Just sneaking here, hopefully not being detected. Generally speaking, enemies in this game, they are not very observant. Let's see if I just... Yeah, they don't seem to react to me. So... I could use the prod, but I don't want to waste the charge, so... And... could go to there. Oh. And again, no need for now. Maybe just for the hell of it, we'll go and meet with the informant.
It all happened an hour ago. The barge docked and the NSF moved right on in, offloading the cargo into speedboats. Our undercover man, Harley Philbin, should be somewhere out on the docks now.
About time you showed up. Iron and copper. The statue is copper on an iron frame, right?
Password's enough, pal. Don't think you know something about the lady I don't. My dad did tours out here.
I heard that you can get me inside.
Depends. You get your man out, take back the statue, whatever. But I know the commander and I don't want to see him get hurt. Here's a picture so you don't make a mistake.
You can trust me.
You can trust me.
I'll take your word. Here's the key to the front entrance. Commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender as soon as he sees you. I need him alive because he's my main contact at the NSF. If he's dead, I don't have much of a business.
Thanks. How do you know so much about the commander?
He's my main contact in the NSF. I need him alive and out on bail.
UNATCO will probably keep him in custody.
At least he has a chance if he's alive. I warned him, you know. I said right to his face, don't take weapons into the lady. That makes you as bad as UNATCO.
Don't forget, it was the NSF that C4'd the statue in the first place. UNATCO's here to put the pieces back together.
Ask me, I think the government did it. They want people to think the NSF are terrorists.
Yes, one man's hero is another man's terrorist.
You with Philbin?
I get a cut for bringing him over.
Tell me what you know about the NSF operation.
I'm not that high level. The more elite troops, they're the ones that took over the ship and unloaded it into speedboats. I think we're supposed to be a diversion.
A ship?
That's all I know. The commander gave me a 10mm clip, a box of 30-06 ammo, and some crossbow darts and said, keep your head down. Like I'm gonna take on UNATCO troops. Want 'em? You can have the clip for 175, the 30-06 for 300, and the darts for 50. But if I was you, I'd avoid a head-on attack altogether and not even use the key Philbin got. I'd go in the statue from the back. Less security that way.
We'll take the darts.
I'll give you 50 for the darts.
The commander's the whole reason my neighborhood turned into a war zone. Somebody should stick him full of these things like a roast pig.
Well, there is of course the optional objective of rescuing Gunta, one of the fellow agent. Which I actually did do on my first recording attempt. But I don't know. I kind of feel like just I guess I wanted to uncrouch. Oh, but there's gonna be that sniper over there. Yeah, I think I'll just...
Good thinking. You might be able to avoid some of the security by entering this way.
Something moved. Could be the law.
Yeah. Well. Oh. Of course, I could still go down, but there's gotta be cameras, security systems. I think this time around, Gunther can just stay
Did they find the shipment? Yeah, we got the whole supply. You can see the ship's lights crossing the bay. Guess y'all were right. So why aren't we pulling out? Mike's on the horn. Jojo wants a lead on the distribution network. Yeah, we don't have enough men to protect what we've got. That's what Jojo wants. I wonder, how does a guy with a tattooed forehead get to be an NSF colonel? Pardon me, but back in Alabama, we wouldn't let a man who wears earrings plan a military operation. I'd watch what I say about Jojo. He's got a temper. He's a punk and he's gonna get us all killed. The NSF is strong because it represents everyone's interests. Yeah.
Yep, if you kind of move quietly, you can sometimes eavesdrop enemies having conversations.
Good. You're nearing the command center. Agent Herman remains in captivity on the ground floor, but we can probably get him out. Keep moving.
just means that we'll forfeit a little bonus to our reward. We don't rescue Gunther.
Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia. We can't locate it. See if the leader will surrender when you reach the command post. We'd like to interrogate him.
Let's get out of here.
I'm standing my ground.
The troops pulled back. They must be sending agents.
This is it, Private. We knew it might come to this.
What good are we to the NSF if we end up dead?
If UNATCO breach the perimeter, then it's already too late. Get ready to fight.
I know I heard something. I could swear I heard something.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
Freeze, you are under arrest.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's Ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Tell me about the shipment, and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse.
Ask away. We already won this round.
Where are you taking it?
We're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington.
You'll have to unload in New York because the choppers would spot you at sea.
I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of the population growth.
Well done. I will pass on your orders to the troopers. Report back to base on the west side of the island. Mission complete.
And this is the very first augmentation canister, containing two options from which to choose from, either microfiber muscle or combat strength. The muscle implant will basically allow you to lift heavier objects, meaning, well, in practice, larger like crates, which you can then move around and obviously like you can stack boxes and turn it into makeshift steps and so forth. And combat strength, which allows you to do more damage with melee weapons.
The chief finally let us loose. We were right behind you and cut through them like a hot knife through butter.
Congratulations. Okay, there's still more dialogue with the terrorist leader.
Just answer the question.
Don't believe me? It's all in the numbers. For 100 years, there's been a conspiracy of plutocrats against ordinary people.
Do you have a single fact to back that up?
Number one, in 1945, corporations paid 50% of federal taxes. Now they pay about 5%. Number two, in 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
And a little more.
I guarantee you that the interrogation staff at UNATCO will not be as forbearing as I am.
Yeah, the secret police. You're just bullies for a completely illegitimate government in Washington.
We will locate that shipment one way or another.
The entire executive branch is handpicked. 19 of the last 23 U.S. presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Don't tell me.
That's a think tank. Anyone can become a member.
But not everyone does. That's why they call it the secret government.
I'll take it from here.
Conspiracies. Kind of at the center of Deus Ex. Flare, PS20. And no, it's not a gaming console. It's basically a single-use plasma pistol. There's a little trade for a medkit. Of course, we already kind of finished this sort of introductory mission, but now it's more just a matter of, well, clearing out the place from whatever loot we can grab. Okay, yeah, because here was a camera, and because we didn't approach from this side, because on the outside, you know, behind these doors over there, there's a console that you can use to shut down these cameras. So used an alternative route to get inside. Okay. Tossing great. There's a multi-tool. Go here. Medkit. We can't have two of these at the same time. And a data cube that contains some banking information. Oh, the soy food will be handy eventually. Lamb, which is basically a...
Gunther slipped out on his own. Report back to base.
Just grab some stuff from here. Oh, there's a lockpick and a lamb here. Oh, and here's an ATM. You can use the code. It's 230023458. And the balance of 200 credits can be withdrawn. Oh, okay, we took damage there.
They sent us in to pick up the pieces. We've already searched the bodies and delivered the enemy munitions to the...
On this side there would have been a guard bot over there, but now of course it has been disabled. Okay. Toss in the crate because there's a box in here. It opens this one. And we can then move. Actually, yeah, this. Oh. Before we head to the other dock that had the informant, this. The data cube there is just the same one that we have been. It basically contains the login and password for those terminals over there. But right now it's kind of useless. It's gonna be useless to us because the security systems have already been taken over by the UNATCO. Just in case the accident, so quick save once in a while. Tossing it around here. It's actually top hard to feel them.
You're a man of your word. I like that.
The detonation opens that hatch. displaying our health here, so because we took some fall damage. The third crate only contains a shotgun, but because we're not really spec'd in rifles right now, I'm not gonna bother taking that. And in this game you can like sell it for more money. So there's no use holding on to it. Then I'm just doing quick rounds to grab whatever loot I didn't already manage to get. And of course then we'll head back to UNATCO HQ. Hazmat suit, useful in hazardous environments, protects against radiation, poison, and to some degree even EMP. Biocell, which is used for recharging your bioenergy, which again is used for powering your augmentations, like the little lamp here, which is currently the only augmentation that we have. Yeah. Circle around here. But this is the one crate that I didn't open because I didn't want to attract the attention of the guard.
Don't worry about the bodies. We'll handle the cleanup.
Good. And then take a TNT crate too. This is something that probably many players don't actually know exists, which is a stash of medical bots in here, which can heal you and can also use it to install these augmentations. I'll grab the rest of the stuff on our way out. Yeah.
Heard you went a little soft on the NSF. The guys had to mop up for you. I used necessary force. Well, necessary force won't work when we chase these sons of bitches into the city. You better load up on some hardware. I scored an extra scope from a couple of thugs we dropped down by the dock. You can have it for 700 credits. I also picked up some 10mm ammo and some crossbow darts. Say 200 for one and 60 for the other. Shouldn't you turn that stuff over to the quartermaster? Carter? You don't care. NSF goods are the spoils of war. Hey, we're risking our lives out here.
Well, yeah.
Here's 60 for the tranquilizer darts.
So much for that minimum force approach.
Oh, and I'll also loot the comm van. This nano terminal key over here opens this hatch over here. EMP grenade, which you can of course use for disabling the robot.
Way to go, sir.
Which of course in this playthrough we didn't get to see on this recording session. Okay, hello Paul.
We've got the island secured. How did things look in the statue? The leader surrendered. So they were after Ambrosia. A month's supply for the East Coast. We think they've taken it back to the city. I didn't know UNATCO handled the Ambrosia distribution. Manderley will brief us shortly. UNATCO makes sure the limited supply of vaccine gets to government agencies and key industries. It's good to finally see some action. Just keep a level head. You're doing well so far. Now get inside. I'll meet you in Manderley's office, level 2.
Now, in this game, actions do have consequences, and the way that you choose to handle things will invoke different reactions from different characters. For instance, Paul here is a pacifist, and because we took a very non-violent solution, sneaked in the statue, he has taken a liking to us. He appreciates that. And on the other hand, certain other agents who are a bit more aggressive, they're obviously not gonna appreciate.
I hear you just slipped by a lot of the terrorists. Pretty smart.
Thanks. I think so too. I is so smart.
Check in with Manderley on level 2.
Okay, UNATCO HQ. Alright, so I think this is now gonna be enough for now. So next time we continue, we will have the debriefing with our boss. We will meet our colleagues here at the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition headquarters. And yes, that's it for now. Thank you for watching and goodbye.